and either my husband or I was going to have to go get a job someplace else to support our family. And I took out a home equity line, which was, I borrowed against the equity that I had built in our house. And because my husband's name was also on the deed, he had to sign this form. So while I made the decision on my own that I was doing this, I still needed his signature. And it's kind of an interesting relationship because I sleep well at night, but he's a worrier. He would worry. And so in order to protect him from worrying too much, I put these papers in front of him and I said, "Here, honey, sign this, but don't read it." And we have just that kind of relationship where I think he trusted me, but he gave me a little bit of a look like, I hope you know what you're doing. So I think I've taken calculated risks over time, and the key has been to reinvest money back into the company. So yeah, no funny. I do recall though that there were times when I borrowed a little bit of money from my parents, but when I had my accounting business, I bought a desk and 2 chairs. It wasn't a lot of money. It forced me to be much, much more creative. I remember in my accounting business, typically in the United States, we have a tax season where you're really, really busy from January to April because the income taxes, the forms are due April 15th. And I had just started this business, and I should be busy, and it was February already. And I remember sitting at my desk alone and saying, this is not good. This is supposed to be the really busy time. It'd be like, selling bathing suits in the summer, right? Like this, I should be busy and I'm not. No one's knocking on the door. What am I going to do? How am I going to get people to bring me their work and pay me? Because this is not working. And so I immediately said, okay, I'm going to take out an ad in a local paper and say, if you enter the door and give me your work by this date, I'll give you a discount. How can I get people to move quickly? And I did take like $100, and I rented a sign with blinking lights out front, outside of my building. And I remember, I had to plug the thing in, and it's flashing, get your taxes done here. And I think I had to get really, really resourceful and creative with very little resources. And so I hope I never have to do things like that again, but they served to build character, didn't they?
You mentioned flexibility at the very end. What does this flexibility mean to your employees?
For me, from my perspective, I think that tends to be two-way. I think each individual has a requirement for a level of flexibility that meets their needs, because everybody has different needs. It could be that you have a sick parent, and you're trying to find some kind of solution that you feel comfortable with, and that also works. It could be that you have something you'd like to learn and you'd like to take more schooling, and there's no way to do it all at night. So I think from the employee's perspective, and as an employer, I would like to think that flexibility is a different, unique story and the requirement there for each person. And I would want my employees to decide that, what their needs are, and where that perfect balance is for them to bring their best person to the office and to the clients, as well as the best person to their home. Because if things aren't going well at home, they bring that into the office. If things aren't going well at work, they take that home. So to the degree that we can find the best fit, then my expectation then is that I want to create the environment where you can be the best person you can be. And that means that when you've decided it's good for you to be on my time, I want you to be your best. And if you're not, tell me what else you need. Or maybe it's not going to work, but that's my vision that I have, is how can we work this together, because I want you to have the best life and me to have the best life. And that means we're going to be profitable together and deliver excellent service to our clients. So I think it's individual and unique. The key is to build in, for us as an employer, a system of accountability, because it's also not fair to tell somebody, okay, you can work from home. And the truth is, some people do not work well in that environment. And then they just end up feeling like, wow, I was supposed to do that work and I didn't get it done, and now they're feeling badly. So I think it's critical to build in a system of accountability that they have to report in on, okay, you can work from home, but just tell us where you're at. What have you accomplished? What resources do you need? But we've got to get the work done. So it's individual, and right now I have my Director of Human Resources conducting a little bit of a pilot program. She is working half-time for us because her father is, full disclosure, the Director of HR is my sister-in-law and my husband's sister. And so her father is also my husband's father. And his health is not well. And she is the daughter that is closest to him. So she spends a half of her time committed to working with us, but only 1 week. She lives in my home for 1 week and works physically in the business. She works 1 more week remotely and off-site because she lives 5 hours away with my father-in-law. And then she's off for 2 weeks, but accessible to us whenever we need her. And I told her, I said, this is really important to me that you be the person to test this out because you're the one writing the policies for flexibility with our employees. And tell me what you like and don't like. And she's very social. So she said she's finding some challenge when she's not working in our office. And so we actually talked about, well, how do we get around that? And we're installing in our conference room a screen, like a video screen about this size, so that we can have face-to-face in our office with Skype or conference calls. And so she's the test case, and we're trying to, how do we include flexibility but really make it work?